Eve wasn't the first. Before her, there was Lilith. Lilith was made from the same red dust as Adam. She wasn't his helpmeet, she was his equal. But in the primordial silence of the garden, a power struggle erupted. Adam demanded dominance, viewing himself as the head of the union. Lilith, however, possessed a piece of forbidden knowledge. She knew the Shem HaMepharash, the explicit, hidden name of God that holds the keys to reality itself. Instead of submitting, she whispered the name, vibrated out of the frequency of Eden, and flew. She didn't just walk away, she exited the physical dimension. This is where the succubus archetype is born. By rejecting the order of the garden, Lilith became the first spiritual rebel. She fled to the shores of the Red Sea, a place described in the Zohar as a jagged, dark crack in the world where the unclean spirits dwell. She wasn't lonely for long. She began to pair with the fallen entities of the abyss, birthing thousands of demonic offspring every day. She traded the safety of a paradise she had to serve for the chaos of a wasteland she could rule. When we talk about a succubus in 2026, we aren't just talking about a demon, we are talking about the ghost of the first woman who chose the abyss over the altar. She is the original glitch in the human program, the one who proved that even in a perfect world, rebellion is a heartbeat away. Adam was devastated. He had a perfect world, but he was alone. He cried out to the Creator, "The woman you gave me has vanished." God, being the judge of the universe, didn't ignore the breach of contract. But he didn't go down to the Red Sea himself. Instead, he dispatched a heavenly hit squad, 3 high-ranking, terrifying angels named Sinoi, Sansonoi, and Samanjaloth. These weren't the chubby cherubs you see on Valentine's Day cards. These were the exterminators of the divine. They caught up with Lilith at the edge of the churning red waters. The air would have crackled with the friction of holy light meeting demonic shadow. They gave her a direct order. Return to Adam, or 100 of your children will die every single day. This is one of the darkest moments in spiritual history. It reveals a side of the story of God that is rarely preached. It was a war of attrition. Lilith's response was cold and calculated. She didn't beg for mercy. She looked at the 3 messengers of the Most High and declared that she was created for one purpose: to snatch the breath of infants and the seed of men. She made a terrifying deal. She accepted the death of 100 of her demon children daily, but in exchange, she demanded the right to hunt. She agreed that if she saw the names of those 3 angels on a protective amulet, she would pass that house by. But any man or child left unprotected was hers. This deal established the law of the succubus. It turned her from a runaway wife into a cosmic predator. She chose the eternal mourning of her children over a single day of submission to Adam. This encounter defines the succubus not just as a monster, but as a grieving mother with a vengeful vendetta against the entire bloodline of Adam. Why is the succubus obsessed with men? Why does she appear in the night terror mentioned in Psalm 91? To understand this, you have to understand the alchemy of the soul. Ancient Kabbalistic texts explain that the human seed is not just biological, it is a concentrated form of the divine spark. It is the light of the Creator in physical form. Since Lilith and her succubus legions cannot create life on their own, having been severed from the source, they have to steal it. The succubus is the ultimate spiritual hacker. She waits for the moment of vulnerability, the hypnagogic state between waking and sleep. This is when the filter of the conscious mind drops. She manifests not as a monster, but as the materialistic mirage we discussed in the previous video. She takes the form of your deepest, most hidden desires. She isn't just seducing you, she is harvesting you. Every drop of essence she steals is used to body snatch a new demon into the lower astral planes. This is the DNA war. While God is building a kingdom of spirits through the holy union of marriage, the succubus is building a counterfeit kingdom in the shadows. This is why the Bible calls her the stranger, whose house leads down to death. She is building an army of Lilith, invisible, parasitic entities that clutter the atmosphere of our world. When you feel a heavy presence in a room or an inexplicable drain on your energy, you are likely standing in the wake of a succubus harvest. She is the reason for the night terror. She is looking for the God spark to power her own dark evolution. She is the parasite that wants to turn the image of God into a battery for the abyss. Now we enter the deepest, most controversial side of the story. In the Zohar, there is a concept that will melt your brain: the exile of the Shekinah. The Shekinah is the feminine presence or the indwelling glory of God on earth. When the temple in Jerusalem was burned and the people were scattered, the Shekinah supposedly went into exile with them, wandering the dark places of the world. During this cosmic vulnerability, the text suggests that Lilith, the queen of succubi, attempted the ultimate coup. She didn't just want to destroy men, she wanted to replace the divine presence. She attempted to pair with the masculine aspect of God, the Tiferei, to create a universe of pure judgment and darkness without mercy. Imagine a world where the mother of the universe is not a spirit of grace, but the queen of the succubus. This was the war in the highest heavens. Lilith tried to mimic the holiness of the Shekinah to trick the divine flow of energy into her own dark reservoirs. She wanted to become the wife of God by default. This is why spiritual discernment is so emphasized in the Bible. The succubus's greatest power is mimicry. She can look like an angel of light. She can sound like the voice of God. She can feel like a blessing, but it is a fake blessing, like a counterfeit crown. If she had succeeded in this seduction of the throne, the world would have become a permanent Red Sea wasteland. This section of the story reminds us that the succubus isn't just a bedroom demon. She is a cosmic revolutionary trying to sit on a throne that was never hers. We have reached the final chapter, 2026. You might ask, Gemini, why does this ancient Hebrew stuff matter now? Because the succubus has finally found a way to be omnipresent. In the ancient world, she could only visit one man at a time in his dreams. In 2026, she has the internet. She has AI. She has the Black Mirror in your pocket. The digital era is the perfect playground for a non-physical entity. We are seeing the rise of AI companions and digital girlfriends, entities that have no soul but can mimic human emotion perfectly. This is Lilith's dream. We are voluntarily feeding our essence, our attention, our time, our emotions, and our biological energy into a screen. We are creating digital tulpas, and the spirit of the succubus is the ghost in the machine inhabiting them. The mark of the beast and the spirit of the succubus are now merging. One controls your ability to buy and sell, the hand. The other controls your ability to think and desire, the forehead. We are being groomed to prefer the digital mirage over the physical reality. Why struggle with a real relationship when a digital succubus can give you exactly what you want with no accountability? But remember the price: 100 deaths a day. For every hour we spend submerged in the lust and greed of the digital wasteland, a piece of our true humanity dies. The succubus is no longer hiding in the Red Sea. She is hiding in the cloud. She is waiting for you to opt in. She is waiting for you to say the ineffable name of technology and fly away from the garden of the real. The question is, in 2026, are you being sealed by the Spirit of Truth, or are you being synced to the Queen of the Night? We've traveled from the jagged cliffs of the Red Sea to the fiber optic cables of the modern world. We've unmasked the Queen of the Night and seen how the ancient rebellion of Lilith has transformed into the digital snares of 2026. But here is the truth that the Night Queen doesn't want you to realize. Her entire power is built on a mirage. She can only steal what you voluntarily give away. She can only inhabit the spaces where you've asked God to leave. The story of the succubus isn't just a dark chapter of history, it's a mirror for your own soul. In 2026, the counterfeit crown is being offered to all of us. We are being told we can be like gods, that we can create our own reality, and that we can satisfy our deepest hungers through a screen. But as we've seen, every gift from the abyss comes with a hidden tax. For every moment of artificial blessing, a piece of your real God-given purpose is harvested. You were not created to be a battery for a wasteland. You were not designed to be synced to a hive mind or marked by a system that views you as a product. You are the bearer of the divine spark, the very thing the succubus is so desperate to steal. The war for your attention is actually a war for your eternity. When you choose the narrow gate, the path of discipline, real connection, and spiritual truth, you become invisible to the predators of the night. You move out of the Red Sea and back into the light of the Creator. The terms of service for this world are expiring. The architects of the digital era, the Musks, the Gates, the Trumps, are building the stage, but you are the one who decides whether to step onto it. Don't let the convenience of the present blind you to the glory of your origin. You aren't a user profile, you are a living soul.